is not Nelson Mandela? Yes, the government conspires to put a lot of innocent black men in jail on fallacious charges. But R. Kelly is not one of those men. We all know the nigga can sing. But what happened to standards? What happened to bare minimums? You a fan of R. Kelly? You want to help R. Kelly? Then get some counseling for R. Kelly. Introduce him to some older women. Hide his camcorder. But don't pretend like the man is a hero. And stop the damn dancing. Act like you got goddamn sense, people. Damn.
I wasn't going to talk about this case because this channel is more so dedicated to LGBT topics. But since we now know that Diddy is at least bi-curious, this case now qualifies to be discussed. With all of the information that is readily available for anyone who wants to find it, it's crazy that as a society, we still do not understand power dynamics and consent. After the third week of the trial, based upon the comment sections on social media and a few content creators here on YouTube, I knew that Diddy was not going to be held 100% accountable for his actions. Talking about protect the black man, you mean the same black man who stole royalties from other black people. Black artists who died broke, while Diddy put publishing rights of his black artist hard work in the names of his children and his mother.
Don't sit here and portray like Puff took nothing from y'all.
What is it? What is it? What do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call it? And don't say we can come to your office or do none of that, because we can't do none of that. We can't handle it no other way but with lawyers, and you know that, so don't get on the radio and act like a tough guy or none of that.
Wait, you know how we can settle?
You acting tough.
I'm in my office, so why don't we stop talking on the radio?
Now, you want people to stop talking because you just don't want to know the truth, dog. We made one record with you, Money, Power, Respect. It's 10 years later, and you still got half of our publishing. Now, there's no way you can make it justifiable that you deserve half of our publishing.
You ain't saying nothing to my face. We just at the concert. You ain't saying nothing.
What are we going to do, saying it to your face? Get sued? What do you want us to do? We can't touch. We can't be violent. Or none of that. We can't even have.
You saying all this, dog? 2 years ago, Levels in Miami.
Let's real recognize real. Y'all know where the office is at. There's a big sign on it. I'm gonna be here.
The whole National Guard's downstairs, too. Cut it out, man. We can't talk
in this. I'm a grown-ass man, man.
You're a coward.
And I don't take nothing.
You're a thief,
You're a coward.
Don't say you're a thief.
Okay.
You're a
Come to the
thief.
office, man. Come to the office so we can straighten it out there.
Yo, how we just 3 guys you don't even mess with. You had your Ace publishing.
You call me whatever you want.
You won't let his publishing
I'm
go.
at the office.
You
don't let your man's publishing go.
We're going to argue in front of New York. That's the way you want to
do. You own your man's publishing, though?
Nothing to y'all, man.
Do you own your man's publishing?
New York could believe it or whatever. I don't
do you own your man's publishing?
And I can sleep good at night because I ain't never seen that New York. And if y'all ever want to...
Dog, you had a whole bunch of artists that
I'm here. That's it.
Dog, you had a bunch of artists whose careers never went right with you, dog. Be for real, dog. Look at the list.
Look at your list.
We don't want to be violent.
You the artist that did the best for yourself. Look at your list, dog. Look at all the artists you dealt with. Look at the situation they dealt with. You know, 12 not happy with you gone. Faith not happy with you gone. We not happy with you gone. Bass not happy with you gone.
Wow. All right, he's hung up, he's gone.
Yo, how dare this nigga talking about he want receipts? Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Big ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts. He dead. Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead. What are you talking about? Who else? Black Rob can't give you receipts. He dead. And everybody else you made sign paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts. And I signed it, nigga, because I ain't need the money. All money ain't good money. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that, nigga. You know who to play with, nigga.
Black rich men like Diddy, Tyler Perry, and Shannon Sharp are just fine. They don't need our protection. It's the everyday black man who needs protection. Once a billionaire, Diddy is still an insanely wealthy millionaire, and having money can buy you protection. Black people will ask what Obama has done for the community, all while praising Diddy as if he's done anything for our people, other than give us a few hot songs to dance to over the years. The only black community Diddy cares about is himself, his mother, and his children. Even one of my brothers who has several daughters placed no blame on Diddy and instead villainized Cassie, calling her a monster because of leaked audio, which she recorded herself, as if the average person wouldn't be upset if someone had a sex tape of them.
Yeah, you don't have to see it, but it's my life. You.
Yeah, but
no, I will kill you if you don't show me right now. I will kill you and I will hide you and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right now. Pull it up. If you have it, pull that up. Because if not, I'm going to kill you and then he's going to kill you again. So just do it. Pull that up right now. You got that pull that up. I'm going to kill you. You don't understand. I don't give a I've never killed anybody in my life, but I will kill you because you're with me. You're with me in my life right now. If I saw a video of you doing anything that you didn't want people to see, I would show you the video so you could tell me what the happened. You're playing games with me, telling me you saw some now you're saying you didn't see some you're with me. I'm going to you up. I don't think you understand. And it's not going to be my hands, and it's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. So you have to tell me right now, and I'm recording this whole shit, FYI, tell me what the you're talking about. Because this is not cool. We're not playing. I'm not playing with you, Sujit. Like, you saw some yes, you're my brother. Be my brother and tell me what you saw. You're going to be able to find it?
And mind you, Diddy told her to handle the situation. With her already being a victim of abuse, she did what was necessary to keep Diddy happy. And at the time, Cassie had already been the victim of having her partial nudes leaked back in 2009, which she addressed in an interview back then. She told radio DJ Jojo Wright, "True, the snaps were leaked, not by me. We're closer to an idea of who did it. It's being somewhat investigated. But I think we're closer to finding out who it was. I wasn't sure what the situation was until we asked more questions and found out more things, but it was in an old email from like last year that I had. Actually, it was Gmail, and sometimes Gmail is the worst. It was a year ago I took the pictures and sent them. I don't even have the pictures anymore. So that was the crazy part about it. I got a phone call about 11 at night and my stomach fell. I freaked out for a second. And then, what can you do when that happens? A lot of people take pictures like that for their significant other, and that's what it was for me. I had sent them to someone. Now I've learned not to use email to send a picture, obviously. And now, 16 years later, we now know where they came from. The freak-offs. I had to ask my brother, so you think Cassie wanted to have painful intercourse nonstop for days while suffering from urinary tract infections? You think she wanted to be beaten, her head thrown into the corner of a bed frame, dragged back into a hotel room after trying to escape from a freak-off, but you don't see that as force, threats, or coercion? Sexual coercion involves obtaining sexual activity through pressure, threats, or manipulation. Even if someone says yes, their consent is not valid if it's given under duress. Therefore, in states where sexual coercion is not a separate crime, it's typically addressed as a form of sexual assault or within other laws related to sexual offenses. And sexual coercion is a standalone criminal offense in many states, including Texas, California, Florida, and Michigan. If Cassie didn't do the freak-offs, he threatened not to release any of her music. According to songwriter and friend of Cassie's, Tiffany Red, Cassie had recorded enough material over the years for all 10 albums to have been released. Yet fans only received a debut album, which has been cited by critics as a key influence on the development of alternative R&B, thanks to she and Ryan Leslie.
Diddy's makeup artist, a young lady by the name of Myla, who had told me about this young woman who had a beautiful texture to her voice that just needed to be developed.
When I got to New York in October, I met Ryan at a party. I was actually picking up a check from a friend. He recorded Me and You May of 2005. I think it was the second or third song that I had recorded. And Ryan said he was going out to Germany with another artist. And they were just like, do you want to come? Do you want to perform your stuff? And I was like, no. I was like really nervous.
It was actually our first time in Europe, and we were in Germany, and we performed this record, and people it was just something magic about this record.
Here, real big here on Flow 93.5. We've got the song Blazing. Everybody's been asking about that sample, man. And Me and You sample. What was that girl? What's her name?
It's my first radio interview, and I'm really, really nervous. What's up? My name is Cassie. I'm with Next Election, and
I'm so excited that you guys are playing my song.
It's
This is
big.
incredible.
And over the years, leaks of songs and
Everything I do, I've been making them stare. You was paradise.
a critically acclaimed mixtape, Rockabye Baby, which was put out for free. So how the jury did not see trafficking by way of coercion through pressure, threats, and manipulation is insane. What they found him guilty of literally falls under RICO. One of the biggest factors was that they did not want to come back on Thursday, the day before the 4th of July. How is it that they were deadlocked on count 1 on Tuesday, but within an hour or so on Wednesday, they unanimously came back with a not guilty verdict on that same count? And mind you, on Tuesday after the jury was dismissed, the lawyers spoke with the judge and they all agreed that they would not tell the jury that they would have to come back on Thursday if they could not reach a verdict by end of deliberation day Wednesday. Those jurors were not sequestered, and with a case as big as this, and news cycles being 24 hours, I know they were watching YouTubers or coming across posts on social media, and major outlets were reporting that the jury would have to come back on Thursday if they could not reach a verdict on count 1. Let's be real. That verdict wasn't justice. That was convenience. The fact that Diddy signed her to a 10-album deal at the age of 19, with her only having one song out at the time, speaks to the fact that he was already plotting to groom her.
You ever been mobbed before?
I don't think so.
I'm mobbed you right now.
You are?
What is mind-f***ing?
Mind-f***ing is in control of a situation that the other person doesn't realize that you're in control of, and they never really realize you were in control of it.
Like this interview?
This interview? Nah. You're one of the best mind-f***ers in the game, though. I can tell you that.
Thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment.
As you can see, the number of albums an artist is signed to release on a record label contract varies, but a common arrangement is 1 album plus options for several more, typically 5 for any new artist. Established artists are given longer deals with labels, not new artists who don't have a history of selling albums. So how would it have made sense to sign Cassie for 10 albums? She tried to leave several times, but was dragged back into hotel room. When she'd leave, she was harassed by Diddy's staff, who called her relentlessly to get her to comply, locking her in hotel rooms so no one would see her beaten and bruised. He'd send security after her to bring her back. He would take her phone, he had trackers on her car, and even put all of her cars and apartments in his name. This man even triggered her by giving her a shout out in a thank you speech years after they were no longer together.
A special thank you to the people that was really like there for me. Bishop T.D. Jakes, my chief of staff, Christina Coram, KK, Lorianne Gibson, keeping me free. Yeah, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love. It was hard for me to move on.
Wow,
You know?
why was it so hard?
Man, cause I just didn't want to let her go.
Some of us get triggered by simply coming across a photo of an ex on social media. And it's not just straight men who don't understand power dynamics. Some gay and bisexual men are just as ignorant. On this platform alone, I've seen gay men echoing red pill rhetoric, degrading femininity, policing bottoms, bottom shaming, forcing heteronormative gender roles into queer relationships. Masculinity is not the default, and comparing bottoms to women is reductive and misogynistic. My favorite comment is always, well, if they didn't like the situation, they could have left. As if studies don't show that, on average, people in abusive relationships make 7 attempts to leave before they manage to sever the connection for good. And I agree, $30 million is a lot of money, but Cassie now has an addiction to illegal substances for which she has to take medication daily just to suppress her craving. She has physical scars and emotional ones that will never heal, all while she still has to see her abuser's face in the media, hear his songs on the radio, see his music videos on television, deal with the possibility of those sex tapes falling into the wrong hands and being released. The insensitivity of people like Tiny, Candy, and Ray J, who before the trial were claiming asses were being taken.
People are getting robbed
of not only their money and their spirituality, they're getting robbed of their womanhood and manhood. Asses are being taken in ways that nobody can explain.
But now, it's like it's all praise for Predator. Then there's the More Oil jokes, the More Oil merch, and the Diddy Dukes. If I were Cassie, just seeing a bottle of baby oil in Walgreens would trigger me. I get that it started as an inside joke between him and his supporters. I've got a dark sense of humor too. But that joke should have stayed on his platform. Some creators said it was just a celebration of the trial ending. But he could have just gone out to dinner or hit a club. There are plenty of ways to celebrate without triggering victims or mocking their trauma. What he and the others did outside that courthouse was flat out distasteful. You want journalistic respect? Barbara Walters would have never. Wendy, who he idolizes, would have never. Can you seriously picture Al Roker shirtless jumping up and down while some dude in a purple Hamburglar suit squirts baby oil on him? He then doubled down on it, being his right to do what he did, saying he didn't care about the headlines, and his only issue with the blogs was that they should have mentioned his name because they know who he is, and fuck those who didn't like it.
Armon got the baby oil on you. What does Armon got going on out here, y'all?
You know, this whole trial, the whole thing with me has been the More Oil. That has went viral with my platform. The people have loved that moment. It's
you just
not
said
to be sinister at all. It was just the fact that, what the fuck, you know? And so the people ended up really, really loving that moment. And I did that for my fans and the people that's going to be here for it.
Okay.
So more oil!
More oil!
Come on.
Salute.
So, and apparently, you know, the news and the media, they went and said that people were having a baby oil fight. Mind you, it was a little bottle of baby oil. So people were going and saying that, I think it was on one of those neighborhood watch things or the neighborhood notification. I don't know. It got like 11 million alerts that people were slinging baby oil. It was like this huge thing. The police came out. They started barricading all of this stuff. It was crazy, right? So, you know, at first I was a little bit upset because the headline started to say, oh, Diddy supporters, you know, are, you know, cheering outside for baby oil, right? And at first I was upset because I was like, first of all, this is coming from the press that was inside. And a lot of those people knew me and they knew my platform. And they were out here making it seem like, oh, Armon had to be a Diddy supporter. And it just, you know, doing all that stuff. And I just didn't like it because I'm like, bro, you guys are putting out this misleading headlines that's going viral everywhere. So, but I couldn't control it. So I was really upset about that. But two, I was upset because number one, I was expressing to one of my friends that people were trying to take the fun out of this case for me and my followers. And and y'all know me, I'm in a new light, so I'm not going to crash out, but I had every intention to crash out, but I'm not just because I don't have to. But the thing was, I felt the way because I'm like, you know what? Screw you. F you. Because it's like, everyone knows just yesterday, I was never about being a Diddy supporter. And just, I want to clear something up. If I decided that that's what I wanted to do, I have a right in this country to do so. And no one's going to make me feel like I can't. You get what I'm saying? This is my platform. I spent my money. I covered this trial every single day for 60 days doing it. So if I want to support the man on the moon, I can do so.
The next day, he's apologizing because it's no longer the shade room or the neighborhood talk posting about it. Now, white media, mainstream media, is talking about it. The same mainstream media who simply referred to him as a Diddy supporter. I will forever support women because, as I've spoken about before on this channel, there are significant parallels between the feminist movement and the gay rights movement, and they've often intersected and reinforced one another. The Me Too movement that saw the likes of Cosby, Weinstein, Epstein, and R. Kelly held accountable for their actions is clearly over, and society is back to shaming women and men who come forward with their stories.
When I get the strength to leave, you always tell me that you need me, and I'm weak cause I believe you, and I'm mad because I love you. So I stop and think that maybe you can learn to appreciate me.